We are still getting some beautiful purple whole peas coming in, guys. Pretty excited about these. Good morning. How is my family today? So here in Texas, we were about 50 degrees this morning. Quite chilly, but we're heating up to the mid 80s. So that's still kind of warm for us, guys. But Sunday, they say that we may be lucky to hit 70 with a 60% chance of rain. This morning it was 70. They've changed it to 60. I hope it goes back up again because, guys, we're still in a drought and we desperately need rain. So we know all the bad news going on in the world, guys. We just choose not to do videos about them because, honestly, why would I want to upset my community, and why would I want to constantly do barrages of all the bad things that we're all completely aware of that's going on? But we do want to talk about maybe some solutions that we can present to you all, and some things that we're going to be doing this winter to offset some of these situations. Oh, my cabbages are starting to form the little heads, guys. These are those golden acre cabbages because they take less time to come to fruition, and I love growing these. Got some surveyors over there. Makes me very sad to see that gentleman go. But anyway, guys, our electric bill is $600 a month. That's a lot. Before that winter storm that we had in 2021, it was around $250 to $300 a month. And after that, it jumped up. Still trying to figure out exactly what that's for, because about half of that they're saying is the fees for the natural gas it takes to produce our electricity, and for the fee it takes to get it to us. That's very concerning. So this year we're going to be using both our fireplaces probably daily to heat our house. I'm going to wait till the very last minute to turn on the heat. We've not had to yet this year. We're in the middle of October. I will wait to do that, and so we'll use fireplaces to heat up the house. We can keep it very comfortable, especially during the day. At night, I'm a little iffy on that, so what we'll do at night is use electric blankets. Now, I picked up some electric blankets a couple of years ago, and I did a video on it last year, and they were really, really cheap. They were like $200 and some odd blankets, and I think we got them for $80. We got 2 or 3 of the king size varieties, but now they also have, guys, those electric throws that you can put on your chair for your living room, so you can use that as supplemental heat. Greg is getting rid of these trees on the north side of the barn here. So that year of the winter storm, we did not lose electricity, although many folks around us did. We did lose water, but we're not concerned about that this year because we do have the water well up and going, and Greg is going to, when he builds the well house, make sure that we have some backup power to it so that we can keep that running in the event we lose electricity. Not really sure, guys, if that's going to happen this year. I know there's a lot of things going on over in Europe and with those Nord Stream pipelines and with the Turkish pipeline. But anyway, we're preparing, and we're preparing with probably we're going to get 3 cords of firewood, and we think that that will do us all winter long. So a cord of wood here in our area is about $300. We have a great guy that we get it from, and we've gotten it from him, I think, for the last 2 or 3 years. And we've already gotten 2, and he's going to deliver our 3rd one the middle of next week. So we're excited about that. May go ahead and maybe get another half cord, but I really believe that 3 cords of wood will get us, because that's exactly what we used last year. The Farmer's Almanac is stating that we're going to have a pretty cold end of December and February, and La Nina is going to move out by the end of this year, and El Nino they think is going to come in next year, which usually means for a very wet springtime for us. I guess we'll see, guys. I really don't know what to think anymore, but we'll welcome a wet springtime because we desperately need one. We need some good rain here in Texas and in North Texas. If you've been following me, you know that I'm also taking advantage of all the sales that I can get my hands on, especially for the meat sales. And we are taking advantage of those buy one, get one for a penny sales like crazy, and you should too. I know a lot of you don't have that in your area, but start looking at your flyers and try to take advantage of that. But one thing I want to tell you that we're going to be doing this year is it's going to be a hamburger meat, casserole, skillet dish winter. So we are going to stock up on hamburger meat. You can make a pound of hamburger meat go a lot further if you use it in casseroles or in skillet dishes than you can make in hamburgers, because 1 pound of hamburger meat will make 4 quarter-pound hamburgers, which ain't a lot. Whereas a skillet or a casserole, instead of feeding just 4 people, will probably feed about 6 or 7, or for us, it'll feed us 2 meals. Look at my cabbages in here. So I'll be ramping up, guys, my hamburger casserole dish and my hamburger skillet dish recipes and doing videos. So hit that subscribe if you want to follow along, because it's going to be a hamburger winter. My little chicks yesterday started to venture out, but they went back in. Let's see what the girls look like today. Oh, look. They're up in the little nesting boxes. I'm going to have to put some stuff in them. They're getting big, y'all. They're getting big. So we're not playing the game with our electric company. We are on the average billing. So when our electricity should have gone down the last 2 months, it's actually gone up because of the summer months. Guys, we use window units. We do not use a central AC because, my gosh, that would probably be $1,000 if we did that. So we use window units. We only use one in our bedroom at night, and we tried now, and we have been only using one in the front of the house throughout the day. And I am turning that on at the last resort. Like right now it's 12 o'clock. I've not turned them on yet. I'm waiting till the very last minute to turn that on and cool down the house. There's all my Christmas decorations. Guys, make sure you have plenty of board games on hand. And why do you want that? Because money's going to be tight. Money's going to be tight. So we are looking at ways to save on our entertainment, which is going to be board games and jigsaw puzzles. We love jigsaw puzzles. In fact, it's that time of year when I get my board out and just empty a box out, and my grandson comes over and my pop, and we just sit down and work on a jigsaw puzzle. Back to the season of ground beef. Most requested ground beef recipes. Guys, get you a good casserole, skillet dinner cookbook. My pop got me this. My mother collected cookbooks, and I have most of hers. We did disperse them throughout the family as well, but Pop continues to buy me these great Taste of Home cookbooks, and they have a whole section on casseroles and a whole section on skillet dinners, and I'll be doing some of these recipes, guys. So again, hit that subscribe button so you know when I'm doing these recipes. And while you're working on those jigsaw puzzles, why not think about a family-friendly audiobook to play in the background? You guys remember when you would see pictures of families back in the 40s and the 50s before television took hold, and they were all gathered around the radio, and some of them even had on their suits and ties, and they were listening to the president, or they were listening to the Lone Ranger, or other famous radio programs that were on back then. Check out some good audiobooks, and while you're working on that jigsaw puzzle, sitting by your fire, or sitting by your space heater, or sitting in the warmth of your home, turn on an audiobook and just enjoy that with your family. Learn to make your comfort foods. I did a video a couple of years ago on a Taco Bell or Taco Plaza burrito supreme. Guys, you can make that yourself. You can make chicken enchiladas, and I know I promised to do that, and I'm going to do that, but I will go ahead and post the link to that burrito supreme down below, and you'll see just how easy it is to make your own favorite comfort foods. And when you're feeling anxious, get the good book out and read it to your family. But there's another thing. Do you guys watch the motivational doc? Love him. We've watched him for years, and he is so practical, and you need to go find him. He's got a YouTube channel called The Motivational Doc, and I think his name is Dr. Manziel. Keep chamomile tea on hand, not just a drink. He has done a video that if you use the chamomile tea bags and you take 10 deep breaths, this has the same effect on your brain that those anti-anxiety meds have. We're going to be doing this quite a bit this year. Also stock up on long johns and flannel shirts. You can get flannel shirts at Dollar General. I mean, almost next to nothing, guys, but they also go on sale at like Belk and Kohl's, $5 to $9. Stock up on some flannels and your long johns. It's going to be a flannel long john kind of winter for us. If the Farmer's Almanac is correct that we're going to be really chilly in January and February, they say we might get a chill in November. We do have a generator that is a dual source, or a dual fuel generator that works off propane, and it also works off gas. So we have stocked up on that. And I did a video last year, guys, that if you have empty propane tanks, instead of going and swapping them out at the store or the grocery store or wherever, you need to find a place that will fill them for you, because it's much cheaper just to go have them filled. So we're not really worried about this dark winter that is dark every year, as I said in one of my other videos, because we're prepared as best as we can. We just do what we can and leave the rest to the Lord. But I wanted to give you some hints about hamburger meat, casseroles, skillet dishes. That's going to make your meat go a lot further. Hamburger meat's also good for like a hamburger stew or a hamburger soup. And of course, we have our gardens going, so we'll be making cabbage soup with our vegetables. That is so delicious. Did a video on that too, and that freezes excellent. So whether you have canned chicken or you canned your own chicken, and you have canned beef or frozen, whatever it may be, there's lots of recipes, guys, out there, and I'm going to start doing them for you because we enjoy them too, to make your meats stretch a lot further. We love our desserts here, especially Pop. He loves dessert after dinner. So a couple of other things you want to ponder is when I go to the grocery store, sometimes I'll pick him up like a pumpkin loaf or some cookies or some brownies. Guess what? That's going to stop, guys, because we're going to start making our own. And let me just give you a good example. I think a little tote, a little clear box of brownies at the store, at a bakery, is probably bumping $5 to $10. Well, a box of brownie mix for the most here is about $1.99, and I can make them with just some oil and eggs. And so keep that in mind too for your desserts. I know a lot of you are against the boxed goods because of the ingredients and stuff, but right now we're thinking more along the lines of cost efficiency, and that seems to be the most cost efficient way for us to handle our sweet tooth and our dessert urges. And I'll be doing some desserts as well. Don't forget your vitamins, guys. Some of my favorite ones is the ashwagandha. This is a really good stress reliever. I'm also taking a pro pancreas formula because I have stomach issues. True Niagen, Greg loves this stuff. It's expensive, but it is a good energy booster. And of course we have our echinacea, our vitamin D, quercetin, vitamin C, B12, all those good vitamins. Another thing that I'm doing is nuts. Did you know nuts have an abundance of zinc and vitamins? And if you just eat a handful of nuts, it reduces heart disease risk significantly. That motivational doc did a video on that too. But anyway, I buy our nuts in bulk, and then I can them up. I dry can them up, guys. And these will last a lot longer than those in those little, I don't have any, in those little cardboard tin looking things that once you open them, you open them. These guys, I take and put them in pint jars or even quart jars, and I stick them in my pantry. And this is a great snack while you're putting that jigsaw puzzle together. The nuts are much cheaper when you buy them in bulk than when you buy them either in the plastic jars or even in the little tins. Much, much cheaper, and you get a lot more. Another thing to do is go ahead and get your baking supplies. Get your flours, your brown sugars, your regular sugars, your raw sugars, honeys, molasses, your vanilla extracts, your chocolate squares, semi-sweet or non-semi-sweet. Get all your baking things now so that if you get a hankering, you'll have it all there. You won't have to run out to the store. You'll save gas. So get all your baking goods now, all at the same time. They'll last just fine, and baking season is just right around the corner. So a couple of things that we keep in our freezer at all time is at least one ham. We have a brisket. We have a couple of those pork roast. When Thanksgiving turkeys come in, I'll get 2 and we'll put 1 back. These are very good for large meals if you have a large group of people, or to cook up, slice, and then vacuum seal in little packs, or freezer bag in little packs, enough for like 5 sandwiches or however many's in your family. Much cheaper that way than buying the lunch meat that when you go to the deli for. So yeah, get you all your favorite meats that you like, roast, and then thinly slice them and freeze them into individual packs, individual meal packs for however many people you intend to feed in your family, and you're going to save a lot of money that way too. It's really ironic, guys, that we're coming off of 2 to 3 years of family separation and shutdowns, and now inflation and prices are just astronomical, so that's going to prohibit a lot of us from getting out and about. But at least you can have your family over now, whereas before we were really isolated and couldn't. And so that's where the jigsaw puzzles and the board games and baking fresh goods and making your snacks and your comfort food is going to come in. You can make that a family event, a family affair, and everybody will enjoy that. I know Pop loves to come and help me in the kitchen, and my daughter and my grandson loves to help bake. So although this might be a year where we are strapped, strapped, there are still a lot of things we can do to fulfill our days. Of course, there's chores always to be done around here, but I'm usually done with those by noon. And so yeah, there's lots of other things we can do. And of course, don't forget to pray. Guys, I've been praying for you. I've got all your prayer requests, and I'm continuing to pray for you. In fact, if you sent me your prayer request, know that I have been praying for you. Please let me know. Give me an update on what's going on with your concerns, because I am praying for you, and I am hoping to hear some good praise reports. So again, we wanted to give you guys some solutions and some ideas on how to get through a cold winter. I kind of hope we do get a cold winter here, because we hadn't had one in so long that the bug pressure and the insect pressure is awful. And I'm hoping that we have a wet one too, because we are in such a terrible drought that if we don't get rain between now and next spring, we're going to be in a heap of trouble with our ground and with our lakes and with our reservoirs, because it's not a good situation here in North Texas. I love visiting with you guys like this and just kind of telling you what we're doing and how we're faring and how we intend to fare. And of course, the Lord's in control of all of that, and we trust Him. And we just want to share, again, what we're doing and what our thoughts are and what we think we need to do, and how we're preparing for the days to come. So take care, guys. I'll be in touch this weekend. I'm going to start on those hamburger recipes. So y'all hit subscribe so that we can do some of these together. God bless you all. Love you. See you soon.